My name is Marisa Mangio Harrelson. I've been with LifeVantage for 14 years. I live in Phoenix, but right now I'm in Sedona, Arizona. Have a piece of paper and pencil out because I got some of the best invites in a lobby of a hotel probably 10 years ago during a hurricane. And all of a sudden, Gabe's in the lobby and all of a sudden one person's around him and three people around him. And all of a sudden, I think there was like 200 people around him and he's just speaking with no microphone about this business. And he gave me such vision. And I was pretty new in LifeVantage. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And I started writing down these invites that he had. And they've stayed with me for these years.
So like Marisa was saying, we've got our Activate in Phoenix and we're like, who do we want? Our number one choice, Jill and Gabe. Woohoo! And we got them both, the power couple with, they're just incredible together. And I think there's no better people for all of you to hear from on the vision and how to invite and how to literally get butts and seats and all that. This subject is so critical to our business because promoting event to event, but getting people there, right? If you go to every event and you never have a guest there, your business isn't going to work. So, okay, I want to turn it over to the Pearson. So thank you, presidential leaders from Florida. Thank you both so much for taking this time from the bottom of our hearts. For our whole team, we really appreciate it.
Well, you have to understand, we have more gratitude than you, okay, for doing this. And it just warms our heart to be able to hear what you're saying. I mean, we don't view ourselves in that kind of light, and to hear good things coming from someone like you and some from Dr. Brinhall and the Pose is total humbling experience.
I think for all those on the call right now, what they're saying, and you may not relate to this story, but the impact, those interactions over 15 years, the ripple effect around the world, the thousands upon thousands of people whose lives have been touched by just that moment that we're sharing right now. And I want you to know that's the impact each and every one of you have the opportunity to make on individuals' lives. And that may feel too big, but that's where I want you to come from. That's the heart I want you to have. We can talk about nuts and bolts, but that's what we're doing. And that's what these guys are talking about.
I mean, you can build a massive business just sharing that story, that one story right there. So all of you have to understand the enormity of what it means to tell stories. Facts tell, stories sell. And it's in your voice, it's in your heart, it comes out. And if people can feel that, they're going to want to be a part of what you're doing, okay?
Gabe, I really want you to share your beginning story. I think it's so powerful. And again, it speaks to the fact of the hundreds of lives that were shared, because Gabe took 2 days to basically invite to a meeting like you're going to on Tuesday. He focused for 4 days and literally changed not only our families' lives, but look, all of your lives, really. So it's so powerful. Can you share that story?
Sure. And you'll hear our full story when we get there Tuesday night. But I enrolled on a Sunday night. I get a call from the master distributor of this company on a Monday afternoon. And I've been on the phone dealing with him through the process of, going through the invite and understanding the business, all the way to becoming a consultant with this company. So he calls me Monday afternoon, says, and he lived in California. He says, "Hey, I'm going to be in Florida this week. Would you want me to come and launch your business?" I go, "When would you be in Jacksonville?" He goes, "I can be there Thursday night." So think about this. This is Monday afternoon. This is the number one, consultant in the company. And I've got 2.5 days. And, me, I have.
And you're working full time.
Yeah, I'm working 14 hours a day, right? Yeah. And I certainly didn't want to disappoint him. So I go crazy. I go, "You would do that for me? You would come, you would fly to help me launch my business? I'm in." So when I hung up the phone, that's when I really started freaking out. Like, what did I just agree to, right? Understand this. I do have sales experience. I do have, I understand appointments. So the first thing that I did, and each and every one of you should do this, is set yourself a goal. I set a goal. I wanted to have 20 people show up to that meeting in 2.5 days. Now, because I have sales experience, I knew at the very least I was going to have to call 40 to get those 20 there. So I didn't have any experience on the invite or what to say. It was just pure excitement. And I'm going to try to remember what I said, what the invite sounded like. It was something like, hey, Carrie, I don't care what you're doing Thursday night at 7, cancel it. I just partnered with a publicly traded company. I have the number one earner flying from California. He's going to share with you this incredible ABC Primetime Investigative Report that's going to blow your ever-loving mind. Gabe, what is it? Don't worry about that. Just be there. I called 40 people. I didn't leave. Now, this is years ago, 17 years ago. I didn't leave any text messages. I picked up the phone. And if they didn't answer the phone, Carrie, call me back ASAP. Oh my God. So I used the urgency. I used the curiosity. I used the excitement, the belief, all that packed into one. Just understand this. Curiosity doesn't kill the cat. It kills the competition. And so of the 40 people, 25 showed, 16 enrolled in
the big pack
on the only pack, right? In the next week to 10 days. And that's how we hit, MC2 in our first 30 days. And
which we didn't even know we'd done.
Yeah, and I had someone in my upline called me and told me what I had done. It wasn't even about that. So it was all about excitement. It was all about enthusiasm. It was all about belief, and that. So people are going to really, really hear your tone of your voice. Okay, not necessarily what you're saying. So I put together 10 tips, okay? And I hope everybody's taking good notes. And yes, Jill can send these notes to the leaders, and all of you can have them. So if you don't want to write and you just want to really listen and try to take it in, I've got them right in front of me. So obviously this call is about setting the tone by creating curiosity for a strong event. But also what I want you to be thinking about, these are going to be some great tips on how to invite, okay? So the first tip is getting commitments without overwhelming your guests, okay?
Oh, that's a good one.
Listen to me very carefully, okay? And believe me, Jill and I are culprits. We've done this 100 times,
It doesn't work.
Yeah, it doesn't work. Always lead with curiosity, not explanation. Most, if not all, your guests don't care about NRF2 or the science behind it. Always give them a simple hook, okay? Something like this. Hey, Carrie, I heard something fascinating this week about a new breakthrough product on how your body defends itself from aging, inflammation, and many chronic challenges. That's it. Another way, something remarkable is happening right now. Something grounded in new science that's already changing hundreds of thousands of lives. You're creating curiosity, all right, is what you want. You don't want to just babble and babble and babble. You'll lose them. I'm going to a short talk on Tuesday night to learn more about a new breakthrough on how our cells protect themselves. I thought of you. Always keep the invite simple and human. People say yes to people, not presentations. Always remember that. Be human, okay? Would you like to come with me Tuesday night? Would love your opinion. You are one of the first people I thought of. And I know there's some backlash about opinions, but we're talking about getting butts in seats, okay? So you might empower somebody who has a little bit of a bigger ego by saying that to get them there, okay?
Like a doctor.
So yeah, like a doctor or someone like that, okay? So just use a little bit of what I'm going through today based on the personality of the particular person that you're talking to. There is a right fit for someone, and there are a lot of wrong fits for that same person. Okay, so never ever forget about that. When you say, I thought of you, it's powerful and it makes it personal. So, whatever invite that you're using, say that to people. Oh my God, you're the first person I thought of. That is a powerful statement that makes it real personal. Okay. So, the second tip is you want to give a clear reason why them, right? You're into health. It made me think of you. That could be a sentence in the invite. You're always looking for ways to stay sharp and energized. You've mentioned your health lately. I think you're going to find this absolutely fascinating. Set expectations, keep it short, and make sure there's no pressure on them. One of the biggest attendance killers is the fear of being pitched. Okay? You can say things like this. It's about 45 minutes. No pressure, just information. Worst case scenario, we can go grab a cup of coffee and catch up. People love that. It lowers, their guards and pressure. Okay, you understand that it is very, very important. You always use a two-step approach, right? Don't rely on one text and then crossing your fingers and you're hoping, right? All right. Best practice is this. Initial invite could be a text or a call, right? You follow up the next day. Hey, I wanted to see if Tuesday night still works for you. Something real short and simple. Okay. That's it, right? And it's just consistency over time. You always want to create a small sense of exclusivity. People are more likely to attend if it feels limited or special to them. It's a very, very small group, invite only. We have a few seats left. All right. They don't do this very often. Just keep it honest and don't overdo it. All right. So you can use Jill and I flying in from Florida. Hey, this doesn't happen very often. These are leaders that are experts in this field. Whatever you're doing, cancel it. This is going to be more important. Okay.
On that really quick, I don't think you've been here in over a decade. You taught one other time, but I think you've only taught twice in Phoenix ever. Over 10 years, you guys. So if you're hearing him right now, and even if you don't live in Phoenix, if you know anybody, not just Phoenix, hours and hours and hours away, right? So, okay, back to you. I'm going to.
And the same thing in South Dakota same thing with Brett coming to South Dakota. He hasn't been here for over a decade. Yeah. And other areas, right? But yes.
And different people, different teams. So I just want you to understand, everyone, the importance of how big all of this is for all these markets. So, okay, sorry.
Absolutely. And I believe if I'm not mistaken, Carrie, that second event I went to in Phoenix, it was a spillover into another room.
It was.
Yes. We packed the house and we had to open another room and people were watching it through a television.
And like the fire code, we're we don't even care, hotel people. We're squeezing you in. We don't care if you're sitting in aisles. I'm just telling you, this is legit serious.
Yeah. So just understand this, and this is to the leaders, the Poes and Brimhalls and the Williams and all the other leaders. Jill and I are all in. We will do anything to move this company's needle to make that happen. So if anybody wants me in Sioux Falls, anybody wants me, I don't care. I'm in. Let's go have some fun. Okay. So something that's very, very important is you always want to get a commitment.
Gabe's good at that.
Yeah, not a maybe. You don't want to get a maybe because maybes usually means no. Okay, they're just being nice to you. Okay, so you want to coach them gently and to move towards clarity. All right, should I save a seat for you?
I love that.
Right? Are you a yes, or should I circle back next time? You want to get a commitment, all right? And you can use any kind of means. Me, I will say, hey, listen, I have the ability to invite, 3 of my friends tonight. You're one of the 3. Don't disappoint me. I promise you, this will be one of the best nights that you'll remember for a long, long time. I will not disappoint you. So I go into being more personal. Jill heard me talk just the other day on an invite on one of my friends. And you know what the first thing that came out of my mouth?
He was good.
It's completely off script, but I'm just personalizing it. And I do it because I invite people that I relate to. Okay, I'm going to get into that in a second, but I go, first thing came out of my mouth is, we're friends, right? You know what came out of his mouth? He goes, no, we're brothers. I got him. Done. You see what I'm saying? So, go off script. If you have a great relationship with somebody. I enrolled Bob Triglia. For those of you who don't know Bob and Sissy Triglia, they were, EC2s. I found a way for us to surf on Mondays. What? Because we're always babbling about missing the waves during the week because we had to work, right? So there's all different kinds of ways. So always make sure you get a commitment, not a maybe. Remind them their job is not to present. So tell your team, this is huge, folks, all right? Tell your team, your consultants, your only job is to invite. My job is to deliver the message. And you know what that does? When they constantly stop trying to explain everything, they start to feel more confident. And they start to invite more people because it is easier, right? So remember, confidence is everything. You can hear it in someone's voice. So let them know their job is only to invite. It's all about third-party validation. We all know that, okay? The day of, all right? You want to remind people the day of. It matters. A simple message the day of can double attendance, right? Looking forward to seeing you tonight at 7. Going to save you a seat, right? By the way, why don't you bring Susie or why don't you bring Kathy? They're going to freak when they hear this guy speak. You never know. Buddy pitching is a great way to double the attendance, to double your amount of guests. And quite honestly, a lot of people don't like to walk into a meeting by themselves. It's kind of scary, right? They feel more comfortable with someone else. And you don't have to wait to the day of, by the way, to buddy pitch or invite. And I know you know someone that's conscientious as you are about your health and hear this incredible business opportunity. If you ask, people will do it, okay? Encourage belief and posture. Don't forget those words, all right? People will feel your uncertainty, okay? If it sounds hesitant, your guest hesitates too, okay? It's human behavior, all right? It's a simple mindset shift, all right? I'm inviting you because this is worth your time. Think about that for a second when you word it like that. And it's in your voice, you want to be confident. You want to have excitement. You want to have belief. They will feel that more so than hearing what you say. A simple text message. If you're gonna write out a script and send it like a text, this is a script. So I'm gonna go into some scripts now.
And I did this I can email it to you.
Yeah, you don't need to write all this stuff down. We've got this. And these are just a couple things that we just came up with. Hey, Carrie, I thought of you. I'm going to a short talk Tuesday night about a breakthrough on how our bodies handle stress and aging at the cellular level. It's only about 45 minutes, super, super low key, no pressure, love for you to come with me and get your take on it. Would you be open to joining me? That's the text, right? A phone call version, this is more personal now. Hey, Jill, quick question. I'm going to a small event Tuesday night about this new science, this breakthrough around how our cells protect themselves from stress and aging. It's not long, there's no pressure at all. I immediately thought of you and would really value your opinion. Would you want to come with me?
Now we're big. You got to know we're driven by the opportunity.
That's coming, by the way. You know me.
So yeah. We barely know.
Don't think this is all about product, by the way, the invite. What we've learned is when you're kind of talking about a breakthrough or something new that's a little bit of a hook that gets people excited, right? And then you can always talk to them about the business, as you have conversations with them. But I have found this is the way to get butts in seats. If I talk about a business opportunity, they automatically think network marketing. They automatically think negative. They automatically think I don't have the money. I don't have the time. And, I just haven't had very much luck with it that way. Okay. A short or casual conversation, a version for busy people. Hey, Jill, I'm going to something Tuesday night on a new breakthrough in cellular health. Thought of you. It's quick, no pressure. You want to join me? So these are just really easy, soft ways to create curiosity, to let them know that there's something out there they might not know what it is. Okay. What's paramount is you always follow up, right, with a message, right? The very next day. Want to circle back Tuesday night? Think you might be able to make it? Love to have you here with me. We all know fortune's in the follow-up, right? So you've got to make sure that you message them the very next day. And then, of course, the day of, looking forward to seeing you tonight at 7 p.m. I'm going to save you a seat. All right. So don't overthink what I just said. I've given you a lot, and we're going to send this out to everyone. So
I do want to go back that I want you all to realize that we strictly built our business on basically sharing the entire story. So I know Gabe talked a lot about product, but our major driver is we got all business packs. We built our business on business packs and creating the vision of the opportunity, the business, how to make extra money. Because we needed $2,200 a month, and Gabe was driven to earn that to keep our kids in private school. So I want to make sure you understand that, because our organizations, our company is so heavy on customers, which are beautiful, right? Like Brandon said, it's the water that floats us and generates the all that leveraged income. But we have to have more megaphones. We have to have those businesses sharing the enormity of the entire story. Okay. So you've got to know Gabe is driven on the business. That's how we built a presidential business in 5 years. So this is really, really important. And it's really important for LifeVantage to get that momentum back, to get back to that 80-20, that 20% distributors. Okay, Gabe.
Yeah. So don't overthink, what you're going to say to people. Remember, it's in the tonality of your voice. It's in the excitement, the belief in your voice. Send, if you're going to do text, you want to contact 5 to 10 people. I mean, when you get off this call, you have time to get half of that tonight and half of that tomorrow. Your goal is 5 to 10 people today and tomorrow. And remember, the goal isn't perfection. It's conversations. Each conversation you have becomes perfected. Okay. Always remember that. Okay. So now this is going to be more of Gabe. Okay. Tips on knowing your guests and things to be, conscientious of. All right. Here's what I always did to build a strong business. First and foremost, find people that think the way you do. Okay. Find people that you can relate to. Find people who want more out of life, right? For your close personal friends, you can ask those personal questions, right? Remember, we solve problems, okay? So you can say some personal questions like this to people that you're close with. Are you on pace to retire on time? Boy, if that doesn't wake somebody up, right? Have you made all the best financial decisions, or have you made a few mistakes along the way? They're going to start opening up to you, I promise you, all right? Are you where you want to be financially? I mean, not if they say no, but when they say no, tell them that you can show them something that might help correct some of those mistakes, right? Find people who are interested in financial solutions. Okay, so don't be afraid to go there. All right, people are looking for a way out. Okay, of what they're currently doing. I know there's numbers out there. I think it's 30% of people don't even like their jobs, right? Or maybe they want an exit strategy. Maybe they want more independence or financial freedom, spending more time with their family, able to work on their own terms, being their own boss. These are things that you're going to have to find out when you're trying to find their wants and needs and pains and desires and dreams, right? There are people out there that are trying to figure out how to save for their children's college tuition right now. Do you think we have a solution? There are people out there that want to pay off some credit card debt. I can go on and on and on with this, folks, all right? So always remember this. Entrepreneurs don't sell products.
We don't sell pills.
All right? We solve problems. And that's what you're going to have to do, is find the solution, that of the problem that they have. You got to remember this. You can't be the one that's always babbling, right? You have to be the one that's always listening. You have to be quiet. When you ask a question and when they answer the question, ask them why. And when they answer that, you ask them why again. That's how it gets deep rooted inside them and brings out their emotions. And they start to get motivated and literally start to actually hear what you're freaking saying, right? You got to get there. So you got to ask and dig and dig and dig and dig, especially for males. You ask a male how everything is going. Oh, it's going great. It's going great. And he just lost, a third of the United States in his sales, right? So you got to dig and dig and dig. So remember, we are the ones that have the solution. All right. You want to find out, you want to build a vision in their minds and let them know while you're doing that they can do anything that they put their mind to. Anything is possible. And when it's appropriate, ask them what they're currently doing to make their hopes and dreams possible. That's a good way to close it. Well, what are you doing right now? To make that possible when what they told you what their needs and wants and pains are. Are you doing anything right now to solve it? Tuesday night could be a solution for you. It was for me. So that's what it takes. You've got to drill down and really get to the root cause of what's keeping people up at night. And if you can do that and teach that, and do it over and over and over again, it just blows up. It's all it does. That numbers. So
Gabe's like, it's numbers, Jill.
It's all numbers. I mean, some of my worst invites produce the most incredible consultants. Some of my best invites, crickets. You just don't know. It's not in the words. It's in how you say it. It's not what you say, folks. So sometimes you might have to look yourself in the mirror, slap yourself in the face when you pick up the phone and says, that's right, I'm bad. I got this, right? And be confident, be strong, because they hear it. They hear the weaknesses. And if there's a little bit of hesitation on your end, they hesitate too. Never forget that, okay? So if anybody has any questions, I don't know what our time frame is tonight or today. Kara, I'll give it back to you. Hopefully
Well, I am just so grateful for every single one of you for taking the time on a Sunday to be on this Zoom. I am grateful for Gabe and Jill for coming to Phoenix. And I'm just so excited about where this company is headed, and what you can get out of it, right? And your why, and how you can help your team as well. Let's throw it all on the line. Let's grow this business. And we're so grateful for all of you guys.
Love
So
you guys. Thank you.
you.
And we'll see you soon.
Yeah, we'll
Okay.
see.
I'm gonna go pack right now.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Have a good night. Thank you.